Hey guys, what's up? PVMJohnny here with episode number 1 of my rebuilding series. I know that I said in this series that I would be starting with no cash, and you can see that I do have 1.5 mil in my money pouch and a few herbs in my thing from an herb run that I did earlier today. But I decided my clan that I just joined wanted me to whatchamacallit, they wanted me to make a guide for a DK's event that they want to have this week. So I thought that I needed to get on that right away because I just joined this clan and I really don't want to start off with a bad reputation of getting my work done late. Of course, I was not needed to make this guide. I did offer, and I could have waited until I got enough money in the actual series to do this guide. However, I thought this would be a fun way to start off the series, is by doing a few bosses even at the beginning of the series. So you can see I am starting with 1.726k, that's 1.7 mil, along with just about nothing in my bank. I'm going to go through my bank really quickly right now, and you see I have just about nothing, besides obviously my supersets that I explained in my last video, and apparently I have a single attack potion, not quite sure why, but I will drop that right now. And you could also see that I got a few phoenix feathers and 150 super anti-fire potions. Now, I will be cleaning out my bank later on and devoting a single tab just to potions such as Ceradamine Brews, Super Restores, Super Anti-Fires, Overloads, Extremes, etc., etc., etc. But that's not going to happen right now with how messy my bank is. And then my next tab after my skilling tab, I guess this would be my melee tab. Really nothing to explain in this, is pretty much everything in it is untradeable except for a few things that I just got for the quest Summer's End, which I'm still not done with it. I still need to go and chop the wood and whatever, but I don't feel like turning on my game volume to go do that right now, so I'll probably end up doing it later on. My Amulet of Glory 2, I don't feel like using the last 2 charges just to sell it, so I'm just going to keep that in my bank for right now. You can see I do have some farming stuff, which will make me a small bit of money. However, that's mainly for the farming experience and not so much for the others, and not so much for the money. You can see in my range tab, I sold my like 7 sets of black dragonhide that I had in my last video, along with my second rune crossbow. That's because I kind of thought that that was needed. And now in this tab, my Farseer helm would not even sell for 5k, as I explained in my last video. And I'll drop these fire runes really quickly. I'm going to be getting most of my runes, not actually by buying them, but I'm going to be getting hopefully most of them by, by using my Wicked Hood, which I'm not sure if I've used today or not, but I'm trying to use it. No, I haven't used it today, but I'm trying to use it every day on like a different kind of rune, mainly just so that I could build up a small stockpile of runes. And because I'm starting out with 1.7 mil, I'm not going to be able to buy the best gear, and so it's going to start off a little bit slow, but hopefully it'll speed up very soon. I'm hoping that I could get full Bandos within like a month or two. That way I will be able to use my super anti-fires and go and just rape some dragons. Anybody who would be willing to either sell or have me participate in any leeches, like I could suicide for leeches, I could do whatever it is you need me to do, but I just cannot stand dungeoneering by myself. So if you guys want to go duo a few floors, if you want me to help you help someone leech, if you want me to go suicide for a leech that you're doing, or if you want to sell me semi-cheap leeches, I don't think that I'll probably end up paying more than like 1 mil a floor, because I know that some people can charge up to like 3 mil a floor, and I'm really not into paying that much. So as you can see, I got 103 law runes and 100 air runes. That's a pretty good way to start off this series. I'm not going to be doing a whole lot this series, but what I am going to be doing is, like I just showed you everything that I already have, and I'm going to, basically, if you guys don't have 1.7 mil and you wanted to kind of follow along with me in this series to kind of help build up your account too, well, I suggest either asking a friend for it. That is fairly easy to do, to get someone to donate like 1.5 mil or so. It's really not that tough, because that's not really a whole lot of money to most people. However, if that's like a lot of money to you and your friends, then what I really suggest you do is get 70 agility like I got off the remainder of my skull boots, because it said that they were going to run out the 16th and today's the 15th. So I just finished them off today. You can see they're still in my bank. I haven't destroyed them yet. But basically I got 70 agility. So what I recommend you doing is getting Spirit Terror Bird pouches if you have the summoning level, or if you have the summoning level like a Yak or whatever your highest Beast of Burden familiar is. Do a home teleport to Taverley, and then let me show you from there. Also, this would help a whole lot with 60 Dungeoneering. You don't really need it, but it definitely speeds things up quite a bit as you get past a lot of the bots that are normally there. If any of you guys know what I'm doing, I'm going to go show you guys blue dragon scale collecting, which I'm not going to actually personally be making any money off this, because I only suggest this if you have less than like a 1 to 1.5 mil bank, and after that it's more worth it to just do combat. However, at this point I'm just going to show you guys it just because I was supposed to start out with 0 GP, but I did bend the rules a little bit. Of course, me being the video maker, I have the authority to do that. If you guys would rather see me start from 1 GP, once I'm done making this video, I could sell everything if you would like me to, and get actually 85 Herbler, because right now I only have 83 because I just boosted up to make those super anti-fire potions. I won't have enough to actually get me to 85, but I will definitely be somewhat close. But basically what you guys are going to do to make your money is go through this pipe, but right now it's being used, of course. And come on, could I go through it? Yes. Wow, what bots are advanced enough to use a agility pipe? That's surprising. So basically this is what I was planning on doing for money, is actually killing these dragons. However, what you're going to do is, if you have the Dungeoneering level, go through here and go through here. I just like, if somebody says something to me like that guy, I will just kind of be like, hi, or I'll say something stupid, that way he doesn't abuse me or report me for botting or think that I'm botting. But see, you could even sometimes, if there's bots here, which there typically are, you could sometimes beat the bots to the bones and everything, because the bots are a little bit slow. But see, basically these things are very, very fast to collect. I'm just going to show you guys one inventory full. And of course there's the dragons here. If you have a anti-dragon fire shield, I recommend you bring it, just so that you don't get burnt by the dragon fire. However, it does hit like 400 or so, so I can take 2 good hits of dragon fire before I actually die. I'm not even going to show you guys a full inventory, matter of fact. You guys could figure it out fairly easily. Because literally all you're doing is picking something up. So if you really need to, just stand near the bots so that they protect you. But these things sell for 1k each, which would be 40k a trip if you have a Spirit Terror Bird, is a rough estimate, right around 40k I believe. So if you guys don't have an anti-dragon fire shield and you guys are afraid of the dragon fire, just stick to this little bottom row and the bots will typically be enough to protect you. Of course, like I said, I'm not going to finish up this inventory because it's fairly pointless to do that. Instead, I'm going to go back to Edgeville and go back to the Grand Exchange to show you guys me buying the gear that I will be using for the majority of my time in this series until I get enough for some better gear. And it's also hopefully going to be what I use for my DK's guide, unless I could get better stuff. I'm hoping that I want to make my DK's guide later today, but I'm hoping that if I can, to make another like 1 mil by then. That way I have enough for a few brews, you know, just some other random stuff that I might need. Maybe a spare polypore, because I'm not sure how many charges mine has on it at the moment. But I'm going to buy a low-level magic setup, a few range setups, because I tend to lose those fairly often, which is why I had like 7 black dragon hide sets. And just whatever else I believe that I'm going to end up needing. And I'm thinking about doing it where I need to, in order to wear something, I need to go and kill a boss that drops it. For example, like Bandos Tassets, I would need to go and kill Bandos at least once before I can wield Bandos Tassets, even if I end up buying them in the GE. I wouldn't necessarily say that I would have to get them as a drop to be able to wear them, but I mean, that'd be kind of interesting to see if I could kill Bandos at least once before I could wear Bandos Tassets, and like kill Armadillo at least once before I could wear Armadillo stuff, you know, just etc, etc. But that was a free 19k really quickly. Yeah, 19.38k. That's pretty quick money. I would suggest doing that, like I said. But now, if you want to be pretty set on armor, what I recommend is Torags, because it has actually better defense than Bandos, just not as good attack stats, and of course it doesn't buy. And then I'm buying the Varric skirt, or the Varric plate skirt, because it's not necessarily better than the Torag plate legs, but it's definitely more useful at DKs, which, like I said, I'm making the guide for my clan with it. And so that's just going to be the deal with this. Let's see here. Now, what I'm going to do is, in order to wear like drops or whatever, that whole rule, it needs to be a drop that it needs to be a boss that I'm at least capable of killing. Like, I'm not going to say I need to kill an abyssal demon before I could wield a whip, just because then I would need to go and get 85 Slayer, which would be a pain in my ass, and I'm not really willing to do that much. And why the fuck won't a Torag's plate body buy? Come on. These things can't be that rare from Barrows, come on. So I'm going to put it in at 500k, and if it does not buy, well then I would be screwed over. Yep, I'm basically screwed over as far as that goes. So I'm going to show you guys, I'm probably going to end up buying something else later on, but for the moment I'm just going to buy everything else that I need, because I don't really want to have to worry about that at the moment. Dragon boots definitely dropped a lot, being only at 100k. And actually they sold for 109k, so I was expecting them to be like 125, and now a whip. I don't really want to buy a whip vine if I even had the money to, which I don't think that I do. A whip is 381k, that's really not that bad. Now, for the helm, I really recommend getting the Helm of Knight's for anybody who wants to follow me around with this series, and like try and do this with me alongside me, try and work up their own account. Basically, if you don't have this quest done, I really recommend doing it, and I really recommend getting this armor, the Helm of Knight's. It's an extremely good helm. It's basically one of the best helms in the game, in my opinion. But now for that Torag's plate body, that pesky Torag's plate body that I really hope buys. And basically, I'm not going to record. Oh fuck! I didn't even put it for 500k, and if it didn't buy for that, there's no way it would buy for 496. I'm not going to record me buying everything that I buy. It's just going to kind of be a few things here and there, whatever I think you guys would like to see me buying. Wow, if it doesn't buy for that much, nobody's selling it, so fuck it. I'm just going to buy something else later on. Not quite sure. But anyways, this is my gear at the moment. What top should I use? I would use, basically, for combat, it's going to be this stuff plus a plus a Torag's plate body. And now there are a few other things that I'm going to buy right now while I'm still recording. Black Dragon Hide set. Like I said, I usually have a few of these on hand, so I'm going to buy an additional 3 of them for 25k each. It's not too expensive, and they're definitely worth it in my opinion. And then Mystic Robes, just because they these things are definitely worth it in my opinion for a medium level mage gear that's really not crazy expensive. Of course it's fairly expensive, but you could get some stuff for cheaper, you know, or you could get a lot more stuff that's more expensive. If you wanted a Hrims, that'd be a few mil. So, and then how much are Infinity Boots at the moment? These are 597k, so I don't quite have enough for those.